No, he's not Black Falcon. He's Captain America.
Is that what he says? Falcon?
Yeah, remember?
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear what the guy said, but then he's like, that's Captain America.
Yeah, they're like, hey, it's Black Falcon because it's supposed to get a laugh, and then they're like, no, that's Captain America. Yeah. Well, let's just get into it, huh? You know, after much deliberation of how we were gonna do this, you know, are we gonna do a full season review? Are we gonna do 2 separate episodes for the season and the episode? Are we gonna bring in Austin? We're just gonna do the same shit we did throughout this entire show and just talk about episode 6.
All right,
that's what we're doing.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. This is the Spoilercast for. What do we want? Falcon Winter Soldier. That's what it is.
It's Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Remember that little tagline at the end? Oh, let me put up a.
Oh, was there?
Spoiler. Yeah, at the end credits, it like fades away the Falcon, and then it turns into Captain America and the Winter.
But he's still called the Winter Soldier.
He's still called the Winter Soldier, and I think that makes sense because the journey throughout the show is Falcon becoming Captain America and Bucky accepting that he is the Winter Soldier and like he has to deal with that trauma.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I thought the whole time that it was going to be like he's the White Wolf now, but I kind of like that they went that route with it.
I do too. Yeah.
That's a good call.
So a quick review on this episode. 6.
Yeah, 6. What'd you think?
It was okay. It was fine. I didn't like the whole like soapbox part where he like lands and he's like telling the senators. He's like, you guys fucked up. This is, and then he just went on for like 5 minutes about why society sucks, and I was like, come on, to deal with this in the news and all this shit.
But I mean, that's what the show is. I'm torn on it because I appreciate what he's saying. My problem is like where he is saying it. There's literally like a dead person behind him, and he even points it out. He's like, "She died for this," and it's like, how about you like move the body before you start?
Yeah, how about you do this in like an actual interview, or you know?
But I do get that though, because I think the whole thing was like, you know, he's not gonna get that opportunity like John Walker would. This is his opportunity. Right. Everyone's looking at him right now, and right now is his time to like show that he's Captain America. What's weird about it was it did feel a little out of the blue, and it also was just like there's like a dead person behind you, and like maybe a lot more dead that you should probably focus on first. Maybe deal with the cleanup a little bit first.
He like flew her, which was very, I gotta say, the wings, the animated wings, the CG wings looked fucking horrible when he lands. He's got her in his arms and the wings go, and I was just like, oh God, what the fuck? But, you know.
The suit is sick, though. I like the suit a lot.
It's super cool. I like that he doesn't have a headpiece.
Yeah.
It's just no helmet, bare skull.
And, with the cowl, yeah. They gotta fix that a little, but it's a little weird. It's a little weird, but
it's a little weird. They'll
iron it out in the next one.
Yeah. But no, he hands her off to like the paramedics or whatever, or I guess the Undertaker, and
she's super dead.
Like, what is he gonna do with it? Like, nobody else died. There was a guy in the Hudson River.
I'm sure there's
right, but like, you think there's somebody else? There was only like.
I don't know. Maybe move the body first. At least let the paramedics, like, you know, put it in the van or something. I don't know why they were just like leaving that dead body right there.
Right there, yeah.
And like it's on the news, and it's like the news are just like, look at this dead body. Wow.
Wow. Holy crap.
This is some Jake Paul shit. That's what I'm saying. Or this is some Logan Paul shit, dude. Like maybe we do something with the body first, huh?
Yeah, maybe we you know, put a bag over it or something.
I appreciated everything he said, though. Like, I liked, and I also really like that he had a little bit of a cop out where he's like, I don't have the answers. but like this ain't it. You know?
This something needs to change. That's your job. My job is to tell you how to do your job better.
Well, I don't even think he was saying that. I think he's just like, you guys aren't doing your job.
Right.
You know?
Right. And it was a good point. I really enjoyed the points that he put in there.
I had some issues with this episode. I'm not sure there are things, the highs are really high, but the lows, there's a lot of lows. For me, the whole Flag Smasher thing was just like, I don't even understand what their end goal was. I don't even know what the fuck they were doing. They're just like taking hostages.
Did you look it up?
No.
Okay, so I looked it up because I was like, I feel like
right. It's like, what are they doing?
I feel like they explained it in the first episode and like a side mention, and they're like, this is what they don't want, and this is getting voted on. So what they want is when the snap happened, and for 5 years everybody was kind of like working together. There were no borders between like Mexico, the United States, Canada. There's no borders anywhere. Everybody's just kind of, which is, you know, one world, one people sort of situation. But then when everybody came back, now all the governments are like, we need to put up borders. We need to do this. We need to do this.
Yeah, and I kind of understood that.
Flag Smashers are like, no, we need to stay open, one world, one people. Mm-hmm. And so the Senate was voting on something. They were voting on something that did something that the Flag Smashers did not agree with, and they protested as if it was violent protests, and that was pretty much it.
But what was the hostage shit at the end?
The hostage shit was they wanted to stop the vote because they were going to vote against the Flag Smashers or something like that.
I just the whole like I understood what their whole cause was like things were peaceful before, and now that everyone's back, it sucks. I understood that whole aspect of it. I just didn't understand what their end game was and like what they were trying to do with these hostages. But I guess there was some vote. But like
they were stopping a vote, but I don't know why.
But the vote's going to happen anyway.
Their plan fucking sucked.
Yeah, it was a really bad plan.
It was a very bad plan.
Then there's just like this scene where like Bucky is like in this building, and then this lady's just like, "Hey Bucky, it's Carly. She wants to talk to you."
But she's a Flag Smasher, though. Lady and
I don't know who she was. She was just there.
She was a Flag Smasher.
No,
just like
she wasn't. She was. She wasn't super soldiered out.
Not all of them were super soldiers.
She was just there, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Where did this phone come from? How did they get this number? No, I'm pretty sure that
app, dude. She was walking around. She had the app, and then Carly called her, and she went, "Okay, yes, boss," and then handed her phone to Bucky.
Okay.
Yeah, because how they got it, they were in the building already, because like when they're in that like meeting room, they throw the bombs. So they were already there and already allowed to be in this building. It's just
And then
and the way I saw it was she was a Flag Smasher who just happened to work there, right? Or like a Flag Smasher, you know, sympathizer. So Carly like sees that she's next to him and gives her a call and it's like, "Hey, give the phone to that guy."
But you don't think like she's just walking there and Bucky's like, you don't think Bucky'd be like, "Oh, that's a Flag Smasher, I gotta stop her." I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well,
it's confusing.
There's a lot of that, though.
There's so much of that in this show.
There's so much of that. It's just
I think a lot of it is chalked up to COVID. And I think they had a lot more that they had planned, but COVID kind of fucked a lot of their plans.
Yeah.
Because as far as I'm aware, that there was a whole like pandemic side plot that they were planning that got completely cut out of the show because they thought that was a little insensitive.
Yeah.
Which probably I don't know. I wouldn't have minded it. Just put it in. Whatever.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
we're all
assuming
living through it anyway. So
I'm assuming the plan for the show was like the Flag Smashers invented this disease that was supposed to kill half the population or something. That's my guess, because then it would like bring back peace or whatever. I don't know, but like that whole thing to me was very confusing. And also like John Walker just like being pals with them again.
Oh yeah.
It just seemed so like he's bad and evil, and he shows up and he's like, I'm gonna kill this bitch, and then it's like, oh, I'm happy and I'm joking with you guys now. We're like pals now. And then like at the end and like obviously he's gonna do some nefarious shit in the future as the US agent, but just seeing him as like, I'm so happy now, he should like be in a fucking gutter, like just crying like, oh, my life is in shambles now, you know. And but then
why?
Like after all of this happened, because he doesn't, I just feel like it's weird that at the end of this he's just like this happy man again. I feel like he should be downtrodden, and then what's her butt comes up. Hold on. And then what's her butt comes up and is like, hey, I've got an opportunity for you, and he just sort of like looks up and it's like, that's my last resort. But instead it's like he's been promoted again. He's good to go. Everything's fine for him now. Obviously, he's going to do some horrible shit in the future, and they'll make it work in the future.
See, like he only wants to do good, right? He's doing what he thinks is good. He's not a good dude, but like
he is, but isn't.
Even in the episode or 2 episodes before this one, where he kills that dude, and they're like, hey man, you made a mistake. You gotta deal with it. And he's like, no, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I think at this point he's like, yeah, I gotta deal with this.
But at the beginning of the episode, he wasn't like that at all. And it felt like they were building him up to like be something. And then he's just like joking with them and like having a good time.
At the beginning of the episode, he shows up with says, hey, Carly, and then he throws the shield at her, but that's it.
Yeah, but like you think like he's still like, I'm Captain America, fuck these other people, fuck the government, and then he's just like, no, they're right, the government's right, I'm with them now. It just felt a little like weird and rushed.
Yeah, it felt a little rushed,
and the whole pacing of this episode was just so fucking bizarre. Yeah. Like it just like it came out guns blazing, and like Sharon Carter just like shows up and she's like, hey bitch, I'm here, and it's like, what, why'd you even take that off? Why'd you even have that off?
Why did you even have it on?
It's so
she's confusing. Walking around with a regular face. That was weird.
And then the reveal of her being the power dealer, like we all knew that was gonna happen, but like it just felt weird. And then also when you think about it for like longer than 10 seconds, you're like, she kind of worked against herself here because she is the reason the serums got destroyed and that Zemo was able to kill that guy. She gave him that intel, and she's working with the government now, but you'd think super soldier serum would be like high priority for her.
Right.
It just seems a little weird.
It does seem weird, doesn't it? Because she's like, that wasn't her end goal. Like, obviously, it wasn't her end goal, or maybe it was because Falcon's like, "Hey, I'll get you
the pardons.
I'll get you pardoned," and she's like, "Oh yeah, you will. That'll get me better shit."
But I feel like
I'll help you out. Fuck
I feel like she could have done that and kept the serum alive. But
probably,
I don't know. You got to explain how the serum goes away somehow. So I don't know.
Yeah, I like this episode. I thought it was one of the weaker ones. I also really enjoyed like the last scene where they're all back in like Louisiana and everybody's just like chilling out and having a good time. And Bucky's like holding all the kids on his arm.
Yeah, just having a good time.
It was like, that's cool. But like,
sorry, go ahead.
I feel like Zemo has something more.
Yeah.
That should have happened.
We'll see it in the future. They're setting up the Thunderbolts 100%.
Yeah.
Especially with US Agent now. It's like official.
Yeah. So it's there's a lot of stuff that wasn't answered, but they kind of finished most of the things pretty well, I think.
So this is gonna sound weird as fuck, but it makes sense to me. Okay, now hear me out for just a sec.
All right.
I feel like this show needed more episodes, but I also feel like this show could have just been a movie, and they could have cut out a lot of shit and made it work as just like a 2-hour thing. But also, in the format that it's in now, it needed more explanation, if that makes sense.
No, I get you. No, you're absolutely right.
Because they could have cut out a lot of like, I probably the whole Zemo thing they could have cut out and like not had it.
That was such a good.
He was a highlight for sure.
Such a good part of this show.
But this could have been a movie. But also, as it stands right now, I felt like they didn't explore the motives of these people, and everything was just sort of like, we gotta just rush it out and like explain what's going on quickly and then resolve it quickly. And it was just it was a lot. I don't know. I like his new suit. His suit is cool. I liked seeing him like he had like the shield and he pushes it into a dude and then he uses his booster to like go forward, and because he doesn't have super strength. I like that shit.
Yeah. My favorite, well, okay, with that, when the truck is like falling,
that was
fucking
sick.
Catches it. It's like, how the fuck is he not crumbling behind a rocket and like a 6-ton truck squishing him? How is he holding both of these things apart?
The suit. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
The suit.
It's the suit.
It's the suit.
So that threw me off. But he did have
I liked it though. And I liked how it was like, you know, a normal superhero would be like, dun, 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 and he just like lifts the truck. But for him, it's like kind of a struggle. And I kind of like that.
I would hope it's a struggle. But there was one thing that he did that I was like, damn, that's fucking cool. When he like pulls those guys out of the helicopter and lands, and he fucking puts his wings around the shield on top. It was like, that's fucking cool. So he's got like this giant indestructible,
and everyone on the bridge like claps. They're all like,
Yay.
Yeah. I like that. I also like that helicopter scene where he's like, hey, I heard you know how to fly.
I heard you know how to fly. Yeah,
that was cool. That was really cool.
Kicks that dude out of the.
And she's like, fuck yeah, I do. Let's do this shit. Like that. Yeah. I like that. That was so fucking cool how he's like, it's just like, I've never seen something like that where it's like, I'm going to work with this chick in here. She's military. Like, let's do this. Yeah. I like that a lot. Also, I like the stuff with Isaiah Bradley. I like that. I really, really like that it was like in the Smithsonian, they got a little section for him. Like that's just right. Like, that's a really good cherry on the cake, you know?
I found it really, really kind of dumb that it was like behind everything else. Yeah. Like they walk behind a couple of screens and it's like in this dark corner. Nobody's there.
I've never been to the Smithsonian. I just imagine that's how the exhibits are, where it's just like you can go in and see more details.
Probably, but like it's in a spot in the Smithsonian that nobody really goes to because it looks like it's
still cool though, or whatever. Because now it's like official and it's like going to be in the history books and stuff. Like that's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool thing, and the fact that he's like okay with it. I was thinking he'd just punch Falcon. Like, why'd you do this? But he's okay with it. It's kind of like, all right, you get it then.
And also seeing Bucky like admit that he killed the old guy's son.
I wish I saw how that interaction actually went, you know? Yeah. Because like the next day, I would assume he's like walking past the bar and the guy's smiling and whatnot, and Bucky just leaves, and it's like, man, I really wonder if they're still cool or if like I don't think so. He's just like, get the fuck out of my face.
I'm sure it was like that, but it's just. And just like he starts crying and shit, I was like, I think I'm gonna cry, man. This, you know, like I liked it, and you know, leave it ambiguous, I guess. I didn't want to see them hug. You know, that would have been too cheesy. No, I didn't want to see that. I also didn't want to see him like get him kicked out. So them kind of cutting away, I think, was the right choice.
Well, he leaves on his own. Like, he closes the door on his own. So,
Yeah.
you know, he left on, like, okay terms.
This old guy's not going to, like, fight Bucky.
Yeah. I killed your son. Get the fuck out of my house.
And the government pardoned me.
Yeah.
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 So, what'd you think of the show, like, on a whole, on the whole?
As a whole, I loved it. I really did. I think it was, and you're gonna hate me, better than WandaVision. WandaVision was super, super good at the beginning, and it focused really well on like character development and story. But at the end of that show, it had too many eggs up in the air. I felt like it was trying to do something in the last episode, like trying to explain something, and it was like, dude, you need another episode. Like, what the fuck happened to Vision?
No, because it's a TV show. This is how TV shows end all the time. It's setting up for the future stuff. That's how TV shows end.
Is there going to be a season? I was under the impression there was not going to be a season 2 of WandaVision.
But there's gonna be explanations for it in the next movies. So like, I'm fine with that. I felt like it was setting up the future of the franchise, and that's fine. I think it finished up the story it was telling and set up new stories for the future. Like, yeah, we don't know what's going on with Vision, but we'll see what's going on with Vision, like, in the future. And then also Wanda, like, we're gonna see that in Doctor Strange 2. This was obviously setting up Doctor Strange 2,
right?
And like, I'm fine with that.
I just felt like everything was just so, there was too much going on. It was like, this is the bad guy. Oh wait, no, this is the bad guy. Hold on, there's another bad guy, all in the same episode. And it's like, oh, okay. And then shit just kind of stops. It's like there's this fight, and then it just goes, everything's good, you know? And I just felt like that was,
well, I mean, everything's good because, like, what are you gonna do? Like, try and stop Wanda? She's just gonna fuck you up, dude. It's like, just give her space, give her some time. You don't need to fuck with her.
Yeah, but I felt like this one kind of, it didn't set up as many little things here and there. Like, it
definitely
wasn't like,
did though.
Wait until the next episode to see who we're introducing in the final episode or whatever. And it's like,
but it totally did though, with like Sharon Carter and the power broker stuff, and her like walking away and being like, hey, I've got the power to the White House now. And then like also like Zemo, it shows him like in prison, like hearing that shit, and he's like,
right. But it shows,
and then it also shows like, it never explains who Julia Louis-Dreyfus is. It doesn't even say what her name is, and then it shows him come out in the black suit, and it's like, oh, he's got a black suit now, and it's like, what does that mean? He's the U.S. agent. It did the same shit that WandaVision.
No, because you don't see any of that conclusion. You don't see any of the setup for it. It's just like, Vision's here, Vision's gone.
Yeah,
this town's here. Who the fuck knows what this town is going to be? Like, this guy's here. Where the fuck is he going? Like, it doesn't set up any of that. It goes, we're fighting, switch scenes. You don't see any of these people ever again, not even in like extra clips or whatever. It's not like they're setting things up. It's like they're just letting them go. And they're like, we hope you remember the fact that Vision just disappeared.
I don't think that's true at all. I think it's like, I'm very intrigued with White Vision, and I want to see what's going on with White Vision. And I feel like they set it up perfectly for like, hey, this is White Vision. What's going on with him? Can't wait to find that out. And then also the townspeople, where it was like, yeah, that was probably the weakest part, where it's like, maybe we could have, had them a little bit more angry. But it's like, yeah, they're never going to forgive her. And they say that. It's like, they're never going to forgive her. And we'll probably see the ramifications of that in the future. And then also with Monica Rambeau, like her being like, hey, there's a friend up there for you. And it's like, that's setting up Captain Marvel too. And then Wanda leaving and like with her book and doing the weird like I don't know. I liked all of that setup, and I felt like all of WandaVision was like this cohesive narrative, and it was like one led to the other, and it's unlocking little bits of what's going on throughout the entire series. And then at the end, and like the second to last episode, the penultimate episode, you get to see like why is Wanda the way she is, and it kind of leaves a little bit of some more questions about Wanda as well, but it gives you like a nice backstory of her. It sets up a backstory for Agatha, who we're definitely going to see in the future as well. And like, I don't know, I just felt like it was a much more cohesive narrative on top of being just like a well-structured narrative for the characters to be explored, where this show was like the narrative was all over the place, the plot was all over the place, the characters were a little wonky as well. Like, I don't know, I felt like this show was just super wonky, but I mean, that's just me though.
Yeah, I liked it though. I had more fun with this than I did with WandaVision. I had more fun with this than the second half of WandaVision.
I just remember with WandaVision, every week I'm like, I cannot wait to watch this next episode. And
that's how I was with this.
This show, I didn't feel the same. This show, I'm like, I just kind of want it to be over. And like, I liked all the stuff with Captain America, you know, Falcon. I liked all of that stuff. Everything else I was like, and like Carly being this sympathetic villain, I didn't buy that at all. Like, she's not sympathetic at all. She killed people, she murdered people, she took hostages, tried to kill hostages. She was not sympathetic at all, and making her sympathetic made no fucking sense. And like,
no, I get that.
And like, I don't know. And WandaVision did end with like the punchy punchies at the end. But like, I thought the punchy punchies were interesting, like where it's like Vision like had that like, what about the ship? What about that? And they have this like inquisitional like sort of thought process. And they're like,
see, that's really, I really did enjoy that, because it reminds me of like the Sorcerer's Circle, where everybody kind of gets together and it's like a battle of the minds rather than like.
And that's how Vision would be, because like if Vision has the opportunity to not fight, he will not fight. Right. He will debate you like Ben Shapiro. Will beat you with facts and logic. And then like also the Wanda stuff, like where they're like doing laser beams at each other in the sky, and you're like, why is she missing? And then it's like, because she's shooting the fucking the symbols,
the runes,
and it's like, that was cool. I didn't think this show had any of that shit, although the suit was really cool, like seeing him use the wings to like hold himself back and shit. Like, I liked all that, and I liked the helicopter thing, and like I liked some of that stuff, and I liked Isaiah Bradley. I really hope we get a show with Isaiah Bradley in the future, where it's like we get to see the events that took place with Isaiah Bradley. I think it was a missed opportunity to like not show that in flashbacks like they did with WandaVision, where they had all those flashbacks.
Yeah,
I think it would have been cool. But I do think it's probably because they're going to do a show for him in the future.
It could be. I didn't sense that at all, but
they should. I think it'd be cool.
But yeah, I thought the fighting in this show was much better. I felt like it was more real.
But like, sorry to cut you off.
Like with like where they meet him in the in the warehouse, and they're having a fucking fight with him, and they break his arm. They break John Walker's arm. I was like, damn, that's some fucked up shit. Like, that sucks, and it looks good. Whereas like WandaVision's just like, who's more powerful? Pew, 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 pew. Yeah. And I just didn't, it was like, well, obviously, Wanda. Like,
yeah, but I felt like the WandaVision wasn't really about, it was never really about the gears. No, it was never really about like the fighting and stuff. It was way more of
right. And that's exactly where it lost me, because it wasn't about the fighting. It was about like figuring out, putting these pieces of a puzzle together.
Yeah.
And the last episode was kind of like, well, we already showed you the puzzle, the finished puzzle. So we're just going to do flashy flash. And it's like, I just like the puzzle part of it. I didn't need to see all the flashy flash.
The flashy flash was the end of the puzzle. That was what the puzzle looked like put together. you know, and like, I don't know, like, to me, I have a hard time with it being more realistic when it's comic books, because then like when the crazy shit that does happen in Falcon and Winter Soldier, you're like, I thought this was grounded and this shit ain't grounded anymore, you know, because it has those comic book moments and you're like, what, whoa, that's weird. Like there's just some, like in the boardroom when like, I don't know, it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but like
I think I know what you mean,
because like WandaVision's so like over the top anyway, and it's so comic books that like the crazy shit is just like, yeah, that's just part of it. Where like this, when this sort of like crazy unexplainable shit happens, you're like, but this is supposed to be more grounded and it's not making sense. I don't know.
And I think it goes with who the characters are, because Wanda's a fucking witch, and Vision is Superman pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are they going to use? Are they going to brute force, or are they just going to laser beam everything? It's like, obviously they're going to laser beam everything. Whereas this show's like, we have strong man, metal arm, we have weak man, big shield, and we have strong man with shield. And it's like, they're going to fucking fight. That's it. They're just going to punch each other. So it's different. But I just enjoyed it more. I don't know. I like them both.
That's fine.
But I
liked them both too. I don't want to give like the wrong impression. Like I fucking hate this show. I liked it a lot, and I'm glad I watched it. And they just announced that they're working on Captain America 4 right now, which I think will be like the continuation of this show. And I'm into that, sure. And I'm super into that. And I will watch the fuck. I
love the fact that they're giving it to another character. Like, it's Captain America, but they're not like rebooting Captain America. Yeah. It's like a different Captain America, and I fucking love that. Like, we have not seen comic books, or we haven't seen superhero movies do that yet. It's always like, this is Wolverine, and this is always going to be Wolverine. This is Batman, and this is always going to be Batman. It's like, no, show me
Terry
like,
McGinnis.
Give me not Bruce Wayne Batman. Give me a new character that's the same, but different.
A continuation, yeah.
Like, we always have Peter Parker. Like, give me Miles Morales, and they did. They actually did that,
and it was kick ass.
But it was animated, so I don't know if that counts. But it's so good. It's so good.
It's the best Spider-Man movie.
It is. It's by far the best.
We all know it. Yeah.
Yeah. So also, I really enjoy
the person who plays Agatha Harkness in WandaVision plays Doc Ock.
Doc Ock. Yeah. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, just a fun fact. One quick question for you that we never really mentioned.
What's that? What's
going on with Cap, the original Cap?
He did.
You think so? Why don't they say that then?
Because he's not actually dead. I think he just went back to. I think he went back to his timeline, and everybody's just like dealing with it. He's gone. There's no way for him to come back. They would have to go to him in order to get him back.
They'll definitely have to explore that in the future, though, right? Like,
I think they're keeping it open in case they have to explore that in the future. But I don't know if there's anything planned for it just yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it just seems weird. Because it's like, he was there. It's like, where is he? It didn't seem like he was dying on that bench.
No, yeah.
It just seemed like he was old.
He's like, yeah, I'm so old. I'm as old as Joe Biden.
Yeah. It seemed like he was old.
Fucking dies. Yeah. It's true. It would have been cool to see like Joe Biden sitting on a wheelchair.
It's like, I'm proud of you, boy.
Just like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud you took the mantle up, or whatever. It would have been a cool little scene, but I don't think it would have been necessary. It wasn't necessary.
They did repeat the joke where they're like, no, that's Captain America. They're like, I thought he was on the moon. They did repeat that in this episode, so maybe he is on the moon. Yeah, they did. Where they're like,
I didn't see that.
That's Black Falcon, and they're like, no, that's Captain America, and they're like, oh, I thought he was on the moon.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Yeah, so I feel like he's on the moon, dog.
Maybe he's on the fucking. Maybe he's on the moon.
I feel like he's on the moon.
Said it twice. It's like, yeah, fuck. Maybe he's on the moon, and they keep just hinting at it. Like, yeah, he's up there with Nick Fury, just watching over everybody.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They could have a whole show. Sorry,
is Nick Fury fucking Batman from Justice League?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, you remember the animated series Justice League? Where they're, like, on a ship and they go to different planets and shit?
Yeah.
Nick Fury is, like, Batman for Marvel.
Sort of, yeah.
He got them all together, and now he's in space, and he's just kind of waiting for people to come to space so that he can tell people where to go, even though he's just a regular human guy.
You would have thought he would have done that earlier, but
yeah.
I'm curious what's going on with Hydra. I'm curious what's going on with Shield or Sword and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe
what was I gonna say?
I would also like to see like a show where it's Steve Rogers and he's delivering all the time stones back. They could do a whole show of him. Cool,
but how the fuck do you explain the Soul Stone?
It'd be crazy, and it'd be cool as fuck to see. I don't know.
How the fuck do you explain the Soul Stone? It just doesn't make any sense. Ow.
They could figure it out. I'd like to see.
I guess. Oh yeah, Red Skull's here. Black Widow's dead. You got to give this back to Red Skull somehow.
Right after, it would just have to be like right after she takes the stone and jumps off the edge. She'd be like, "Here's the stone back." That would literally be it.
And then he just watches her die.
He'd have to, yeah.
Great. Why didn't he get there earlier?
Well, because she has to take the stone for the events of Endgame to happen. So then she takes the stone, and then he's just like, "Here it is back."
But it's Red Skull, dude.
I know, he'd be weirded out by it for sure. He'd be like, "Whoa, I thought you were like a Nazi." He's like, "I am, but also I like souls.
But also I'm the Grim Reaper on his planet of nobody." Yeah. It's such a fucking bizarre.
I was also expecting to see the dude from the Hulk movie. What was it? The Abomination?
I don't know. Edward Norton? Not
Edward Norton. Edward Norton was
from the Hulk movie.
He is the Hulk in the Hulk movie.
Right.
What's the I don't know. The dude, because he got arrested in that movie, and I'm pretty sure he's on the raft. I was expecting to like see him, because then it could be like, hey, let's set up, portrayed by Tim Roth, that dude, the bad dude in that movie, right? Tim Roth, Hulk. I'm looking this up. Tim Roth, Hulk. What's his name? The fuck's his name?
Lou Ferrigno?
Not Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno is the Hulk, dog. Here we go. Tim Roth. It just says Abomination. Very helpful. Very fucking helpful.
Tim Roth is an English-born film actor and director, best known for his roles in Reservoir Dogs, Four Rooms, Planet of the Apes, Rob Roy, and The Incredible Hulk. That's all I got on Tim Roth.
Yeah, because it's already been confirmed that he's coming back for She-Hulk. As the Abomination. Like, it's already confirmed. And I just would have thought, like, this would be a good way to be like, hey, he's still alive, like a little toss away thing. Like, he's in the cell next to Zemo or something. But, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I forget what his name is, but...
Abomination.
Well, yeah, he is Abomination, but... Because I and like this show was so heavily to do with like, super soldier serum. I don't know, whatever.
So yeah, it just says Abomination. Oh, Tim Roth, the actor who portrayed Emil Blonsky.
That's it.
Emil Blonsky.
But he has like a pseudonym or something. I don't know.
Abomination.
helpful. Yeah. Anyway,
He was captured in the fight. Is the Ed Norton Hulk still canon?
it is canon. Yeah. Because if you remember at the end of that movie, it has the end credit scene with Tony Stark.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen any of the Hulk movies.
Yeah, it came out It came out like a month or two before Iron Man, and
Yeah.
and the end credit scene is Robert Downey Jr. being like, "Oh, hey, what's up? That's some
What's
interesting tech you got there," or whatever he says. So like it's connected, and they just couldn't get Edward Norton back because Edward Norton, I guess, was like a pain in the ass to work with. So and was demanding too much money. So
Mark Ruffalo,
yeah,
and he's good. He's good at it.
yeah, I like him a lot. And I know they
You
didn't
think-
make another Hulk movie for a long time because there was some sort of like rights issue. Like Paramount had the rights to Hulk technically, and like, I don't know what the deal is there, but
Apparently, Mark Ruffalo is also going to be in She-Hulk, which makes sense because how do you introduce a character?
I would expect nothing less. Yeah,
yeah.
He'll probably just be like a cameo, though. I don't imagine he'll be like a big part of it, but maybe he will be. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I have no idea how you do
interesting.
that show because She-Hulk is such a weird fucking character. But
Yeah, I know nothing about She-Hulk. I know a little bit about Hulk, but yeah. Anyway, that was the fucking spoiler cast for.
that's it. That's
That's
all we
it.
got. Oh wait, one more thing
shit.
though.
Okay.
Should we talk about Loki for a second? Just be like,
Sure.
hey, what do you think's gonna happen?
Fucking
in that
hyped. We've already talked about this. I'm fucking hyped. That's it.
All right, yeah, I'm hyped
That's
too.
it. I'm fucking hyped. It's June 11th, I think.
Yeah, so we got like a good month of like
A month.
no.
I like how you
spoiler
looked
cast.
at your wrist, but you have no watch. We got like a good month.
Good month there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope we see Steve Rogers. I just love the man. I love the guy. I love him.
Who doesn't?
I love the boy. He's a good boy.
Yeah, he is. He's arguably the best boy.
He could lift a hammer.
He could.
You couldn't lift a hammer. He could.
I could not. I'm not the best boy.
Yeah. So there we go. That's
that's the spoiler cast. All right, goodbye.
Well, actually, real quickly.
Oh my god.
Since we're not going to be doing a lot of these kind of spoiler casts, we will have like a couple things though. Like this week is the end of Invincible, and me and Austin are going to do a spoiler cast for Invincible season 1. So we'll be doing that, and maybe another one. I need to finish another show, and if I'm able to finish that show, we will release another spoiler cast. But that's if I finish the show.
What is the show?
I can't spoil the surprise, son.
You can't spoil the spoil.
I can't spoil the spoils.
All right.
It's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes.
The movie?
No, the show. The show. We're gonna do.
Well, this is something for something else. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm only like 3 episodes in, dog.
Okay, well that's
But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it by seasons. So if I can finish out the season, maybe I binge it one day or something. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, that's that.
Cool.
Bye.